Genesis, Behind the Story, episodes 26 to 28. Forgiveness, family, and God's perfect plan. Have you ever wondered if people can truly change? What happens when you come face to face with the people who hurt you the most? After more than 20 years apart, Joseph is about to reveal a secret that will change his family forever. It's a story of forgiveness, second chances, and discovering that even painful moments can become part of God's perfect plan. Episode 26, Genesis 44. Judah's greatest test. Joseph is now the governor of Egypt, but his brothers still do not know who he really is. Before revealing himself, Joseph wants to know if their hearts have truly changed. He secretly instructs his servants to fill his brothers' grain sacks with food. Then he has his own silver cup hidden inside Benjamin's sack. Benjamin is Joseph's youngest brother and the only other son born to Joseph's mother, Rachel. The brothers begin their journey home, believing everything has gone well. But suddenly, they are stopped by Joseph's servants, who accuse them of stealing the governor's silver cup. The brothers are shocked. They confidently say that if the cup is found, the guilty person should become a servant. One by one, the sacks are opened. Finally, Benjamin's sack is searched. There it is, the silver cup. The brothers are devastated. Years earlier, they had betrayed Joseph to save themselves. Now they face another choice. Will they abandon Benjamin or stand beside him? Instead of leaving him behind, they all return to Egypt together. Then Judah steps forward. Years ago, Judah suggested selling Joseph into slavery. Now he is a different man. He pleads with Joseph, explaining how much their elderly father loves Benjamin. He offers to remain a slave forever if Benjamin can return home safely. Without realizing it, Judah is doing exactly what he once refused to do, sacrificing himself for his brother. Life lessons. True repentance is shown by changed actions. Love is willing to sacrifice for others. God can completely transform a person's heart. Episode 27. Genesis 45. Joseph reveals himself. Joseph can no longer control his emotions. He sends everyone else out of the room, leaving only his brothers behind. Then he begins to cry so loudly that people throughout Pharaoh's palace hear him. Finally, Joseph speaks the words no one expected. "I am Joseph. Is my father still alive?" His brothers are frozen with fear. The brother they betrayed. The brother they sold into slavery. The brother they believed they would never see again is now standing before them as the ruler of Egypt. Joseph gently invites them to come closer. Instead of seeking revenge, he comforts them. He tells them not to be afraid or overwhelmed by guilt. Then Joseph reveals something even greater. God sent me ahead of you to preserve life. Joseph explains that although his brothers meant to harm him, God used every painful event to save countless lives during the famine. He tells them to return home quickly and bring their father Jacob, their families, their children, and everything they own to Egypt. Joseph embraces Benjamin, and both brothers weep together. Then he hugs each of his brothers. Years of pain are finally replaced with forgiveness and peace. Life lessons. Forgiveness breaks the chains of the past. God can use painful experiences for a greater purpose. Sometimes our greatest blessings come through our greatest trials. Episode 28. Genesis 46. Jacob moves to Egypt. The brothers hurry home with incredible news. Joseph is alive. At first, Jacob cannot believe them. For more than 20 years, he believed his beloved son had been killed by a wild animal. When he sees the wagons Joseph has sent from Egypt, hope fills his heart once again. Jacob and his entire family begin the journey to Egypt. Along the way, Jacob stops at Beersheba to worship God. That night, God speaks to him in a vision. God tells Jacob not to be afraid to go to Egypt because he will make his family into a great nation there. God also promises that Joseph himself will be with Jacob when his life comes to an end. When Joseph hears that his father has arrived, he rushes to meet him. Father and son embrace after more than 20 years apart. Neither can hold back the tears. Jacob says he is now ready to die in peace because he has seen Joseph alive with his own eyes. The family settles in the fertile land of Goshen, where God continues preparing the nation that will one day become Israel. Life lessons. God's promises never fail. Reconciliation brings healing to broken families. Even when we cannot understand God's plan, He is always working for our good. Final reflection. Genesis 44-46 reminds us that forgiveness has the power to heal what seems impossible. Judah became a changed man. Joseph chose mercy instead of revenge. And Jacob discovered that God had been working all along. What looked like betrayal became salvation. What looked like loss became restoration. What looked like the end became the beginning of God's plan for an entire nation. No matter how broken your story may seem today, remember this: God specializes in turning sorrow into joy, brokenness into healing, and impossible situations into beautiful testimonies. Closing. If today's Bible story encouraged you, please remember to like this video, subscribe to Stories by Anna, and share it with someone who needs hope today. Join me next time as we continue through Genesis 47-50 and discover how Joseph's remarkable journey comes to an unforgettable conclusion. God bless you, and I'll see you in the next episode.